What's up? Some of you might remember the early days of this channel. Before I became a huge fan of the beautiful game football, or soccer for my American viewers, I was a rugby reactor. That's what this channel started with, rugby reactions. I haven't reacted to rugby in quite some time, but I have an opportunity. Tomorrow I'll be going to a Major League Rugby match. Apparently, the NOLA Gold are pretty solid rugby team, and we're gonna get to go to the Eastern Conference semifinals for Major League Rugby tomorrow. And so I wanted to do a quick brush up. It's been legitimately a few years since I've reacted to rugby, and so I want to do kind of a Rugby 101 reaction video here to make sure that I've got everything ironed out and I know what I'm getting myself into tomorrow. I'll see how much I actually remember, because I did react to quite a bit of rugby a few years ago.
Welcome to Rugby 101.
All right.
It's said that the game of rugby as we know was born in 1823 as a variation of soccer when William Webb Ellis decided to pick up the ball and run with it.
Yeah, so I did know that these different codes of football basically all branched off from the same initial sport. So American football is a variation of rugby, which rugby is a variation of association football or soccer. And so I did know that.
Since then, the sport has evolved and is considered the predecessor of American football.
Yeah.
Today, rugby is seen as a melting pot of American sports we all love. Take the physicality of football, but leave out the pads, helmets, and the constant stoppage of gameplay. Take the flowing grace of soccer, but add in the sheer power needed to drive the ball across the pitch. Take the constant ball exchange of basketball, but add multiple ways to score points. And
So let's remember I can remember some of this. So you don't pass forward in rugby. You only can pass backward. Remember that. I think there are 15 players on the pitch, or is it 11? I can't remember that exactly. After a tackle is made, they go to what is called, let me see if I remember, they go into what is called a ruck. Is that correct? Basically, the ball has to be snapped between the tackled player's legs to the player behind him, and then they get the next phase going again. Now, I could be mixing up all kinds of different forms of rugby as well, because I do know there's a difference between rugby league and rugby union, and one of them is closer in style to American football. You get 4 phases of play and then it turns over, and the other one is more like association football or soccer, in that it's constantly free flowing.
the intensity of hockey, but add mutual respect amongst all players and refs. We even call the refs sir in rugby. To sum it all up, Winston Churchill once famously said, "Rugby is a hooligan's game played by gentlemen." Now let's go over the rules of the game, or laws as we call them.
Laws.
A rugby match consists of 2 halves of 40 minutes each, and is played on a field, or a pitch, that is 100 meters long. The 2 teams field 15 players each, made up of 8 forwards and 7 backs.
So there are 15 players aside. You've got 8 forwards and 7 backs. Now these are things I don't remember from my. I definitely was learning these things in my rugby reactions. So these are your forward players: flanker, lock, prop, hooker, prop. Number 8. See, fly half. There was a player who was a fly half who was. What's the name of the player? I reacted to a fly half. Played for the New Zealand All Blacks. Legendary guy. I cannot remember his name. Anyway. All right, so 15 guys aside, 7 forwards, 8 defending players.
And have 8 reserves available on the bench. But all players are involved in offense, defense, tackling, ball handling, and scoring. The main goal is to score more points than the opposing team, and there are several ways you can score points. The first way is to score with a try.
Try is 5 points, and then you get a chance to kick for 2.
You can score a try by running with the ball over the opponent's goal line, similar to a touchdown in football, except in rugby, you have to actually touch the ball down on the ground. Scoring a try is worth 5 points, and after a try, you have the opportunity to score 2 additional points through a conversion.
Right.
The kick to convert the try must be taken in line from where the try was scored.
That's an added level of difficulty, so you have to take it. I see this as a NOLA Gold. This is the NOLA Gold pitch. This is where we're going to be. At least I think so. Yeah, NOLA Gold. This is where we're going to be tomorrow.
Pass through the goalpost and above the crossbar. The third way to score points is with a penalty kick. If your opponent commits a foul, you may choose to kick the ball just like a field goal in football, and that's worth 3 points. A drop goal is the fourth way to score points. At any time during the match, you can drop the ball in front of you and kick it immediately after it hits the ground.
That's worth 3 points?
If you're able to kick through the post, just like in conversion or penalty kick, you are awarded 3 points as a result. A unique thing about rugby is that a player can't pass the ball forwards. They can only pass the ball backwards or sideways. Teams advance towards the opposition try line by either running with the ball or kicking it forward. Your opponents try to stop you by tackling and can only do so if you have possession of the ball. While it looks intense, rugby is known for the safety of its tackling technique. Over the past several years, football teams have attempted to adopt a rugby-style tackling technique to increase player safety.
This is absolutely true.
In rugby, the focus is on safe and efficient tackling to bring your opponent down. When the ball carrier is tackled, they must release the ball immediately, and the tackler must let go of the player.
So he knows a good front row when he sees one and a good rolling maul, and here it comes.
There's the
line out. Watch Seattle go to work.
A maul is another key part of the game and is essentially a ruck standing up.
So a maul is a ruck standing up. And it happens from a line out? Is that when the maul takes place?
Together and push the opposing team backwards to gain field position.
Which is also different from the scrum.
This is a common strategy for powerfully driving a try in. When the ball travels outside the field of play, the match is restarted with a line out. Players from both teams, usually the forwards, line up in parallel lines facing the ball handler on the sidelines. The offensive player throws the ball between the two lines, and both teams can lift players in the air in order to win possession. A scrum is a form of restarting play and consists of both sets of forwards pushing against each other in formation while the ball is rolled between them. In general, both teams have an equal opportunity to win possession if they can succeed in driving the other team backwards and securing the ball using their feet.
Oh, okay. I've actually never seen a close-up of what's going on in a scrum. So they're trying to secure the ball using their feet. All right, there's a little football for you.
After each rugby match ends, all players, coaches, refs, reporters, and fans come together for an after-match celebration over food and drinks.
Really?
It's the most unique aspect of our sport, that we come together with our opponents regardless of win or loss, to celebrate the sport of rugby itself. And that's it, Rugby 101. Hopefully we'll see you at a match soon.
All right, so this was from a few years ago. I will be at the NOLA Gold. It looks like it's a semifinal match tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to it. Good little brush up on the game. I do remember quite a bit of that, so I'll be able to keep track of what's going on during my first match. I'll see you guys there at the game.
Number 5, Nolan.
Number 6 row captain, Manny Tangovia. We're underway in Nova's first ever playoff match.
Why not? Watch this. They're going to throw a guy up in the air. They're going to lift him up. Yeah, it's really rough. Oh, there we go. That's a good run. There we go. That's a 2-point conversion. He missed it. I know.
Penalty.
Happy at least that they're explaining things on the intercom so we can understand, but we are getting punked. Understand, whenever you get tackled, you have to release the ball, and the player who tackled you has to get off of it. But apparently we keep hanging onto the ball too long after the tackle. Seems to be happening a lot.
Be the 16th man.
I still don't understand what offsides is. They've said it like 6 times.
Good run. That's a good run. Keep going. Yeah! There's a try. There's a game going on.
There's literally a game, like the game was being played and everyone's like chanting for the t-shirt cannon. That's gonna be hilarious in the vlog. Everyone's right here for the t-shirt. The game's being played. It's not looking good. 33-21. Tough result for the NOLA Gold. 45-21, Chicago Hounds are moving along in the Major League Rugby playoffs. Now, first rugby match, I gotta say, I needed some explication of the rules as the game was going on. I had a pretty good grasp of everything. The things that I didn't grasp, I didn't understand offsides. They kept saying knock on, and I remember learning about knock on like 3 years ago, and I don't remember what knock ons were. And I also don't understand how and when a scrum is initiated. Now, lots of fun to watch the game, although we didn't perform well towards the end. I think we got like just out muscled, and we're like 70 minutes into the match, and we just couldn't keep up. Chicago was much stronger physically than we were. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think that like probably 70% of the crowd out there didn't even know what was going on, but they did have an announcer explaining the rules part of the time, but he didn't really get too far into it. Now, the thing that I thought was hilarious was watching American fans chant as if it was a basketball or football game, American football game, defense, defense. And first of all, this is a game that is free flowing, so there is no offense and defense. But technically, when they were chanting defense, we were technically on offense. So I thought it was hilarious how poorly we understood the game, but we were all there for it, and we were trying our best to get the atmosphere going. And in the line, as we're walking into the match, there was there was your friendly neighborhood rules expert explaining to people in the line, okay, yeah, well, it's 5 points for a try, you can only pass it backwards, explaining those different things. And anyway, I had a blast at the rugby game. Anyway, I think that like Major League Rugby, I think it's fun. I really do. I think that like Americans I had fun at it, and I think a lot of the people in the audience did. I think that it's something that's very new to us. So I wish Major League Rugby had the budget to be able to spend on presentation, so they can present it in a way where we can understand and kind of get behind it. But being there was good. It was really good. I think NOLA Gold has a pretty solid fan base for a tiny club like that. First time that they played a home playoff game, the NOLA Gold. So anyway, those are my thoughts leaving the match. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.